Life is a journey filled with challenges and opportunities. Every day, we face moments that test our patience, our strength, and our belief in ourselves. But what if we could see these challenges not as obstacles, but as stepping stones? What if every setback was simply a setup for something greater? Positivity isn't about ignoring reality. It's about embracing it, shifting perspective, and choosing to move forward with courage and hope. Life doesn't always go as planned, but the way we react, the mindset we choose, can make all the difference. Simply is more than just a program. It's a way of thinking, a way of living. It's about discovering the power within you to create change, to find joy in the smallest moments, and to overcome the doubts that hold you back. We all have the ability to rewrite our stories, to turn fear into confidence, stress into calm, and challenges into victories. Through simple yet powerful strategies, Simply will help you cultivate resilience, embrace gratitude, and unlock a mindset that leads to growth and fulfillment. So, take a deep breath. Let go of the worries, the doubts, the distractions. This is your moment to refocus, to realign, to rediscover what truly matters. Because when you shift your mindset, you shift your life. Welcome to Simply, where positivity is a choice, and every day is a new opportunity to live simply, yet powerfully.
The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. And now we listen to the story after the break. Welcome back, dear viewers. Now let me tell you a short story. The climb. The wind was cold and strong on Mount Solara. Snow covered the rocks, and the path was very hard. Mira climbed slowly, her hands hurting from the ice. Her breath came out in little white clouds. She had tried to reach the top before. 3 times. She had failed. Once she slipped, another time she got lost, but every time she fell, she got back up. She never gave up because this mountain was special to her. Her father, a great climber, had tried to reach this mountain's top, but he never came back. People said he failed, but Mira believed his story was not over. She wanted to finish it for him. She remembered his words. The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Suddenly, her foot slipped on the ice. She fell down fast. Her heart beat loudly. She felt scared, but her aches hit the rock and she stopped falling. She hung from the side of the mountain, her arms shaking, her body is tired. For a moment, she wanted to stop. She wanted to cry, but in her heart, she heard her father's voice, "Rise." She closed her eyes, took a deep breath. She pulled herself up slowly. Step by step, she climbed again. Her hands hurt, her legs felt heavy, but she kept going. Then she saw it, the top of the mountain. The sky was clear and bright. The sun touched her face. She fell into her knees. breathing hard, but her heart felt light. She opened her bag and took out a small photo. It was her and her father, both smiling. She had it close to her heart. "I did it, Dad," she said softly. "For you, for us." Mira smiled. She knew something important. The greatest victory was not reaching the top. It was getting up every time she fell. She had climbed not only the mountain, but also her fear. And now she stood at the top, proud, strong, and free. Dear viewers, see you after the break. I hope you like the story. Hello, everyone. Let me tell you, failure is something that happens to everyone. It is a normal part of life. Nobody likes to fail. It can feel sad, painful, or embarrassing. Sometimes failure makes us feel like giving up. But failure is not the end of the story. It is the start of learning something new. When we fail, we learn what went wrong. We understand what we can do better next time. Think about people you admire. Maybe admire a famous athlete, a successful business person, or a popular singer. Do you know that many of these successful people failed before they become great? They made mistakes. They faced problems, but they did not stop. They used their failure to learn and grow. Let me share a story about Thomas Edison. He was the man who invented the light bulb. Before he succeeded, he failed thousands of times, but he did not give up. Instead, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." What does this mean? It means that every time he failed, he learned something new. He learned what not to do. And step by step, his failures helped him find the way to create the light bulb. Another example is Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Many people think he was born a champion, but that's not true. He missed thousands of shots in his career. He lost many important games. In high school, he was even out from his basketball team because they said he was not good enough. But did he stop? No. He kept practicing. He worked harder. He believed in himself. He once said, "I can accept failure, but I can't accept not trying." This means it's okay to fail, but it's not okay to give up without trying. His failure made him stronger and helped him become the champion we know today. I'm one of his fans, actually. You see, failure can hurt. It is okay to feel sad when you fail. But what you do after you fail is the most important part. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Every failure has a lesson. When you learn the lesson, you get better. And when you get better, you get closer to success. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every person who succeeded has failed many times before. They are not special because they never failed. They are special because they never gave up. They stood up after every fall. So the next time you fail, do not feel ashamed. Do not feel small. Feel proud that you tried. Feel proud that you are learning. Because every time you fail and get back up, you are getting closer to your dreams. Failure is not losing. Failure is part of winning. We will continue after the break. Hello. Now that we understand that failure is part of life, let's talk about how to turn failure into opportunity. What does that mean? It means changing something bad into something good. It means using your mistakes to help you succeed in the future. First, accept your failure. It is okay to feel sad or frustrated when you fail. You might feel embarrassed or disappointed, but you must accept that failure has happened. You cannot change the past, but you can change what happened next. When you accept your failure, you're ready to learn from it. Do not hide from your mistakes. Look at them closely and ask yourself, what went wrong? And what can I do differently next time? Second, stay positive. It is easy to feel hopeless when you fail. You might think, I will never succeed, or I am not good enough. But those thoughts are not true. Failure does not mean you are a loser. Failure means you are trying. Every problem has a solution. You just have to find it. If you fail a test, it doesn't mean you are not smart. It means you need to study in a different way. If you fail a job interview, it does not mean you will never get a job. It means you need to improve your answers and try again. Stay positive and believe that something better is coming. Just that simply. Third, find the lesson in your failure. Failure is like a teacher. Every time you fail, there is something you can learn. Maybe you failed because you did not prepare enough. Maybe you failed because you were afraid to ask for help. Or maybe you failed because you rushed and did not check your work. These are all lessons that can help you do better next time. If you learn from your mistakes, you will become stronger and smarter. Fourth, try again and never give up. This is the most important step. You cannot turn failure into success if you stop trying. Many people gave up after one or two failures, but successful people keep going no matter how many times they fall or fail. Every time you try again, you are getting closer to your goal. And every time you try, you improve. You become better than you were before. Remember, practice makes progress. Always remember that. Finally, be patient. I know it's very hard for us to be patient sometimes. Turning failure into opportunity takes time. You may not succeed quickly, and that's okay. Opportunities do not always come fast. But if you keep learning, keep trying, and stay positive, your time will come. Sometimes failure happens because life is preparing you for something bigger. You just have to first trust the process and keep moving forward. So to turn failure into opportunity, you must accept your failure and face it. Stay positive and believe in yourself. Learn the lesson from your mistake. Keep trying and never give up. Be patient and trust the process. When you do these things, your failure will not be the end of the story. They will be the beginning of your success. And now, let's move to our last break. Hello. In life, you will fall many times. But the most important thing is how many times you rise. Falling is a part of life. Rising is your choice. When you fail, it can feel painful. You might feel sad, angry, or tired. You may want to stop trying, but this is the most important moment. What you do next will decide your future. You can choose to stay down, or you can choose to stand up and try again. Many successful people failed before they reached their dreams, but they kept rising. They did not let failure stop them. They believed that every fall was a chance to get stronger. It is okay to feel sad after you fail. It's okay. It's okay to cry or feel disappointed, but do not stay there for too long. Stand up, wipe your tears, and move forward. Every time you rise, you become stronger. Every time you try again, you get closer to your goal. Sometimes failure is a gift. It may not feel like a gift at first because it is painful. I understand that. But failure teaches you lessons that success cannot. Failure shows your mistakes and helps you improve. Failure makes you stronger, smarter, and more ready for success. Without failure, you would not grow. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. Also, remember that you are not alone. Everyone fails. The difference between people who succeed and people who gave up is that successful people keep going after they fall. They do not let fear stop them. They do not let doubt control them. They rise every time they fall. Sometimes failure can open a new path for you. Maybe you fail at one thing, but that failure leads you to something even more or better. For example, some people fail at their first dream, but then discover a new dream that makes them happy or happier. Failure can show you new opportunities that you never saw before. So, how can you rise after falling? Let me tell you. First, believe in yourself. If you tell yourself, I cannot do this, you will fail. Trust me. But if you tell yourself, I can do this, you will find a way. Your mind is powerful. What you believe becomes in your reality. Second, ask for help if you need. Sometimes it's hard to rise alone. Friends, family, or mentors can help you. Do not be afraid to ask for support. Together, you are stronger. Third, never, ever compare yourself to others. That's a huge issue. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone is different. Some people reach their goals quickly, and others take more time. But what matters is that you keep going at your own pace. Your story is special because it's yours. Finally, keep your dream alive. Just keep it alive. Always remember why you started. Think about your goal and how you will feel when you reach it. Let that dream push you forward, even when you fall. In life, you will fall, but remember, the greatest success is not in never falling. It is in rising every time you fall. So when you fall, do not say, I am finished. Say, I am just getting started. Try it. Rise every time you fall. Because every fall is a step toward your victory. Let me tell you one of my stories. Once I was studying in high school. It was really tough actually, because I've been going through a lot. Even my mother was sick. And I thought that I couldn't do that, or I couldn't reach to finish up my high school. And I've been going through a lot, ups and downs. It's either I'm sad or tired. I don't know what to do. I was in my teenage, and you know how difficult this is. We've been going through all these things, all of us, or most of us. But something inside my head and my brains was always telling me, keep trying till you reach. Why not? Nothing's impossible. That's the power I'm talking about. So I started and I failed. And I retook the test. And I'm failing because there's no time for me even to study or learn more. It's either I'm sitting in the hospital with my mother or like learning or getting ready for the test. And it was frustrating for me. I was like nearly giving up. And then I pushed myself more and said, who am I now? And who am I gonna be in the future? What I wanna be. I wanna succeed. So I fight. And I learned. I took this opportunity time by time to learn. Any break, any time I have, just sitting and learning. Looking at my books and yeah, I gotta learn it quickly. No time to play around. And I succeed in the end. But after I failed many times. So in the end, it's your choice how to be more successful. How to change the failure into opportunities. If you gave up, it's your choice. Just don't blame anyone else. But if you keep trying, you'll be proud of to yourself. You'll be so proud. Because I'm proud. And that feeling, if you want to feel it, every time, always put your goal and say to yourself, nothing's impossible. And always remember, there are always opportunities out there for you. There's always chances for you. You know what's the funny part? Nobody, I mean like nobody at all, not even one person thought that I would reach. And that's tough and very sad. But I never let these emotions or feelings get to me. I fought because who am I is not a failure. I'm failing now, but it doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It just meant maybe it's not time now. Maybe something better is going to come later. Everything needs its own time. Everything. Just breathe. Think for a while. Give yourself 2 minutes and say, you can. I can. That's why I reached where I reached. Nothing's impossible. So change your failure into opportunities, and trust me, your life is going to be way brighter and lighter. And now, we reached the end of the episode, and we will see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Bye.
One day, you wake up, and it's not just another morning. It's a moment when you realize the pages of your life have turned, and you're no longer who you used to be. Time doesn't pause for reminiscing, so sometimes you must remind yourself of the journey you've traveled.